What's up, everybody, and happy Thursday. It is Friday's Eve. I am super excited. Not only, to be honest, for everyone that's working a normal work week, it is Friday's Eve, but today is my Friday because I have tomorrow off, and I'm so very much so excited because this has just been a very busy week. Honestly, because we are in the holiday season, it is just very busy, and there's just been a lot going on with me personally, with me professionally at my job. We're trying to get things done for Be Blessed, with trying to just make sure I'm not overwhelming myself in this holiday season. So y'all pray for your girl. Pray for your girl. If you pray to Jesus Christ, send one up for me because there has been so much going on. I'm also trying to get my house in order as well, and part of that is trying to come up with a legit studio space. So I don't know if you've been to my house, you know exactly where I'm sitting, but if you haven't, I'm kind of set up at my dining room table. And I like this backdrop. Honestly, I love, especially during holiday season, because y'all know I like Christmas decorations, but I'm trying to get a legit studio area so that when I'm filming this content, it can just be more uniform. But yeah, that's, a lot of things in the works. Again, if you pray Jesus Christ, send one up for your girl, cause it's a lot going on. Anyway, happy to be able to connect in with you guys. I cannot go into a long rant, even though, I've already started, because I actually am about to head to Mobile, Alabama to help my brother move his stuff out of his apartment down there and transfer it back up here. So I will be leaving probably within the next hour. So let's get right into it. As always, God is blessing us. He's always going to be blessing us. This week, we are talking about our expectations. And so we had a video on Tuesday. We have today, and I'm happy to say that I will be able to go live on Saturday. So we will be able to connect in on Saturday, which is really important because not only are we going to talk about being expectant, which was our goal for this week, but we're going to tie that into the last 2 weeks too. So being reflective and also being prepared, and set ourselves up for our final week, which is next week, which is to be ready. And then the last week of the month, because we're actually off a little bit, but the last week of the month, we'll kind of just reflect and prepare and expect and ready ourselves for what 2021 has to offer. But for this week, we are talking about our expectations because our goal is to be expectant. And so to be expectant, we defined on Tuesday, is to have or show excitement or an excited feeling that something is about to happen, specifically something pleasant or interesting or something that is going to excite you, right? So on Tuesday, I tasked everybody to think about two main questions, and really it's the same question, it's just different areas of focus. The first one is, what were our expectations for this year? And like coming into 2020 and also going into 2021. And then also, what are our expectations in life in general? And this is such an important, not only is it timely, because honestly, my god sister Jocelyn was just talking about this. She had this conversation with her therapist, but she shared a little bit of the conversation on her Instagram the other day. And then also just different conversations that I've been having with different people have been centered around expectations. And so this is such a timely message for all that are tuned in, and even myself, because I feel like coming into 2020, we had certain expectations that I believe, if you look back, if you're looking just in general, the expectations that you had set, or the expectations that you had believed at the beginning of this year, if you look at it now, you probably think that none of those expectations were met. And I can agree, because I was there too. But if you really take a deep dive into what your expectations were, number one, you have to make sure that they were realistic expectations, okay? And so many times, like for myself, not only for a year or for a specific year, but just in life in general, I realized that I set unrealistic expectations, either that of other people or for myself. For example, I may expect to work out every single day of my life for the rest of my life. And while I have been on a very heavy workout kick, like I've been working out, not this month particularly, but since I would say post-COVID, I've been really working out like 6 days of the week. I'm not gonna lie. I've been getting it in. Your girl. Anyway. But those are my expectations, that I want to work out at least 6 days of a week. However, I realistically, because I'm in the holiday season, because I'm busy, because of life, I know that there are going to be some weeks where I only work out a couple days. Like literally this week, I've only worked out twice, which is terrible. But having realistic expectations really is going to help you not only live in your purpose and just be more intentional about the things that you do, but it's also going to make sure that you're not becoming too down on yourself when you do. Like, I would like to, like, when I talk to myself and try to make these expectations up for myself, what I say is it would be great if you could work out 6 days a week. But realistically speaking, because we're coming into holiday season, don't beat yourself up if you can only make it to one session a week. But what my realistic expectation is in general, so not even speaking specifically towards working out, but just in general, is that I want to create a healthier lifestyle for myself. So that means working out, period, whether it's 1 day a week or 6 days a week. It means being active. It also means choosing better eating habits. And that honestly is where I need to focus. But so that's the first part of expectations, is just making sure that they are realistic. You're not shooting too high, so you're not overextending yourself, but also you're not underextending yourself either. I don't know if underextending is a phrase, but we're going to use it and we're going to go along with it. So you're not overextending yourself and at the end of the day killing yourself, but you're also, again, understanding your purpose. You're making those expectations or you're setting expectations that are in line with what your purpose is and are not selling yourself too short, because we ain't doing that. Okay. We're too good to sell our own selves short. Okay. So that's the first thing, is just making sure that they are realistic. And then also, what are you doing? What are you doing in order to make sure that those expectations have been met? Case in point, again, I'm just going to speak for 2020 because it's just very real for me right now. In 2020, this year, I have set expectations that weren't met, but not because of any external factors. And it's very easy to blame external factors, especially for this year. Okay. And I had a run through. Okay. I got a new position. I went to work from home. I had COVID. On top of COVID, I had pneumonia. I went through a lot of things with my personal life, with family, with friends. Like, I've had a lot of external things that could go on that I could easily point the finger and say, this is the reason why X, Y, and Z didn't happen. However, okay, we want to take accountability and we want to take responsibility for the things that we can control. A lot of stuff we can't control, but if you were to write down your list of expectations that you had at the beginning of the year, you will probably come to find that a majority of the ones that were or were not met were things that you can control. Okay, so we want to make sure that, especially with the things that we can control, that we are not being lackadaisical in our approach to meeting those expectations, whether they're expectations of others or expectations that we set on ourselves. Okay, do not be lazy. Making sure that you're still within your purpose and not blaming other people for things that, you know, on the surface looks like it was out of your control, but in reality, sir, you had it all along. So going into 2021, those two things are very important. And when we go live on Saturday, I'll talk a little bit more about this. But when we're setting our expectations, and I say setting expectations, sometimes people call them New Year's resolutions or just lifetime goals. But when you set those expectations for yourself, it's very important that you're looking at those two areas so that you can be more intentional. Okay, any move that you make, it should be intentional. There's no room for just doing things just because. Okay, we have to, if anything that 2020 has taught us, it should have been that every move that we make has to be intentional in order for us to get to where we want to go. If you want to stay in the same place, that's cool too. But I'm talking to the people that want to move on to the next level and the next level and continue to see increase and abundance and blessings and all of that. You have to be intentional about everything that you're doing. Okay, so on Saturday's live, we will talk more about that. But thanks for tuning in today. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day today and a fabulous Friday. And I will talk to you guys again on Saturday. Bye.